territories of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, Lakota, Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. Now, if you're able, please rise. Kindly remove your hats for the playing of O Canada.
Welcome into MFHL Game Day, Playoff Game Day here on your home for MFHL Hockey on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator for this evening's action between two Winnipeg rivals, the only two Winnipeg teams in this league in the Winnipeg Ice, and the Winnipeg Avros. The Avros, the second seed, the Ice, the third seed. Game one went to the Ice here on the network last Tuesday. The Ice won 2-1. The Avros bounced back strongly in game number 2, 4-1 win on Friday night. They both got the day off yesterday. They're back in action once again for game 3, tied at 1-1 in this series to see who has a chance to potentially close it out on Wednesday night. Puck about to be dropped. The referees getting set to do so. Cake Herons, Ellis Beachley will square off to get things started. As we are underway here in this edition of MFHL Game Day. So we try to get our scoreboard sorted out. We're going to have to not announce for just a moment. Sent into the corner by Nolgren, or rather just behind the goal line in the end boards and goes off for a change. It's Izzy Mann who carries this puck up in the neutral zone, cuts to the outside, and Mann trying to drive to the net, does so, gets the puck there. Almeida there to shut it down right at that left post. It's Adriana Almeida getting the start tonight for this Avros squad. As for the Winnipeg Ice, it's Bailey Grunwald in the pipes. As your starting goaltenders, brought to you by Goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Sure to check out their website at Gordy Sling Tumbleson Goalies for more details. The ice down low. Fending off a check was one of their forwards. And Haley Chablik. As Estella Quee, who goes DD to Hudson, up to number 15, and Chablik right at the line just redirects it in, and that's sent in deep. Recovered by Zant first. Zant up the right side. Stops up, goes D over to number 3 in Cunningham. As Cunningham up the left side sends it into the ice boards, or rather hits the dasher board. And out of play. And for this Avros team tonight, Liberty Amy, she's in the lineup. Spoke to her mom actually before the game. Great to know that our hard work this season has resulted in, parents having enjoyable moments to watch of their kids this year on our network. And the biggest reason why we do it is Liberty Amy backhand shot towards the net, backhand stoppage by number 1 in Bailey Grunwald. It's this first period, 16:48 remaining. It's early still, 0-0 between the two sides. As this face-off draw won by the Ice in their own end. Texiera tries to shovel up that right side, but the referee kind of in the way. Some Avros players in the area as well. The Ice able to get it out, but turn it over right into the Avros possession. Nolgren whacks this in off the close boards into the direction of Pierre, who gets to that puck first. Pinned up along the boards with a few Ice players there. Nolgren has the stick away, but it's West at the point. That low shot unable to get through as it was blocked up well as Nicholas first one on it. Left it there for Mann. Rims it all the way around in the direction of Walker and Wasisensky. West with a low shot glove down by Grunwald. With 16:06 left on the clock, Grunwald settling in here into this game, making some routine saves, positionally sound so far. For an Avros team that attacked this Ice team with success in game number 2, 41 shots compared to 26 in game number 1 in that loss for the Avros to open the series. And for Ashley Van Aglen and her coaching staff, along with, of course, this group of Avros players, they hope that they can continue that trend of putting up more shots, and it resulted into more offense for them too. 1 goal in game number 1 compared to the 4 they scored in the game 2 win. As the Winnipeg Ice look to attack in the Avros zone. Cunningham receives this DDD pass, rebound there, but the Ice unable to get a handle on it. The Avros look to break it out as a chip off the boards. Delacqui there to cut it off along the closing boards. That chipped attempt by Amy Chablik stopped up and sent this in deep. Goes off for a change. As for Halley, goes off for number 9 and Gabby Robbins, as it's Jones, Moisey, and Robbins out as the forwards now for this Ice team. Wozni, one of the forwards out for this Avros team still. Or maybe she just got onto the ice. As Robin Clausen, Haggard, also out there. This over the stick of Zant. Bounces all the way into the Avros zone. Giving chase, Gabby Robbins, but Zant, first one on it, off the boards, goes to Wozni. Shields that puck, tripped up, no call coming on the play. Or yes, there will be a call coming on the play. It will be the Avros on the first period power play of this period. Will be brought to you by Can Central Sports Cars and Memorabilia, our first period sponsor for all things special teams. It's a trip to number 12 and Kay Cairns, as the Avros look to go to work here on an early power play. It's over to Rio Pierre. Threads that to the left face-off circle, but off the stick of Leah Clausen. This unable to get out. Nice job by the captain and West to hold it in with the skate. A great effort by Hallie Chaplik to get that out the ice, able to breathe for a moment. As Pierre along the wall spins away, threads that pass across back to Clausen. This time receives it, but blocked shot into the shin pad of number 2 and Aaliyah Texera. She goes off for a change. For this Avros team, everything on this power play goes through those points. West and Pierre, when they're on the ice, can do so much. Pierre with a great shot, of course, but also a great passer. She also led the league in assists as West dishes it off to Zant. Down the left side, Zant stops up now. Spins away from Hudson, passes up to West, up high at the point. Across to Pierre. Pierre now trying to spin away. Does so, but Wozdesensky sticking with her every step of the way. West, great hold at the line. That high shot blocked up into the chest of Hudson, onto the stick of Zant now. She gets pinned up along the boards by the ice captain and Izzy Mann. Now Hudson pins this puck up along the boards. The ice is trying to look to eat this and eat time away on the power play for this Avros squad that has 55 seconds left to work with the girl advantage. Up to West. She skates to the middle. Pass a bit off the mark across for Pierre, but she's able to cradle it. Across to West. Now that pass unable to be held in on the stick of number 21. The captain, as the Avros forced to retreat. Delacqui rushes up in the neutral zone to challenge Pierre. Pierre now gets taken down by Wozdesensky. No call on the play. The refs letting them play now. That cross-ice pass to the line intended for Pierre. Intercepted by Lazarenko. Great defense by number 18 who just shovels this in. Backhand shot. Gonna count on the scoreboard. Saved away by Almeida. As the Avros look to start transition up again. That pass a bit behind Shortridge, but she gathers it off the boards. Draw pass to Amy. That shot towards the net. Rebound there. Loose puck turned aside. Wrap around attempt by Shortridge. She can't connect on it. We're back to even strength as the ice with a huge kill to start things off in this first period in the special team sequences tonight. With 12:38 remaining in this first period of action. We're still scoreless. The Avros, Lana Speechley, Amy, and Dinez out there. They've been really strong in these playoffs from the games that we've watched. But the ice, their line of Karens, Robbins, and Chablik been very strong as well. That puck almost ping-pongs towards the net. But the ice able to shut it down. Body contact in the corner. No call on the hit on Speechley as Robbins able to chip and go to herself. Now passes up to Chablik. Protects it well as number 15. Has number 12 and Karen's heading towards the net, but decides to spin around. Send it down low instead. Out of the reach for Karen's, however. It's worked up to the point, but that shot blocked. Hudson skinned back to defend now after having it blocked. Will this be down for an icing? Yes, it will be. Wozni was trying to beat Hudson out to it, but couldn't gain a step. So it'll be a face-off draw inside the Avros zone. Draw won by the Avros. Good battle in the face-off draw by both teams, but just unable to hold it in was Hudson. Thought she did for a moment. She flips that in. The ice cleared the zone, so they go back into attack. This stretch pass all the way out through both ice D, but down for an icing. We'll get another offensive zone face-off draw for the ice here in the Avros zone coming up. Same side on Adriana Almeida. It's a face-off draw won by the ice. Walker, that low shot turned aside by Almeida into the backboards onto the stick of Shortridge now. That stripped away, taken away by Wozdesensky. What a move! Wozdesensky denied in front by Almeida. Huge save by number 35. What a play by number 8 to get to the net. The dangle's on display. Just unable to put up high enough quality of shot to beat the Avros goaltender. This draw won by the Avros this time. As the Avros look to break out, and they do. Skating it out, Pierre dishes it off to Nolgren. Nolgren tries to hit Pierre in the slot with that pass, but that off the mark, out of number 9's reach. Now up to number 8, and Wasasensi for the ice, as she tries to dangle in, but Zant will pick off that puck, send it off of the back of the leg of a teammate, so that turned over. Man trying to backhand that towards the net. Wasasensi trying to get that loose puck, but can't get a handle on it in the Avros zone as Lavely spins and fires this out. As it's back into the neutral zone, sent in again by this Winnipeg Ice squad. So they look to gain possession on the forecheck. This taken away by Wozni, has her stick slashed, and that another penalty coming up to this Winnipeg Ice team. A team that's been so disciplined this season. Started off with 2 penalties in the first half of this first period. And it's Kate Cairns going to the box again. She had the penalty for the first one, goes to the box for a second time, as we bring Ken Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia back onto the screen. And the Avros power play graphic. Some nice looks in the first one. But overall, the Ice doing a good job of getting into lanes and keeping the Avros to the perimeter. The Avros try to connect on some passes, just unable to cradle. And this time, it's to the left face-off circle again as that shot turned wide of the net. As Rue Pierre has that sticked away by Talia Jones. Jones heads off for a change all the way down into the Avros under the ice. As captain Evie West first one on it. Nice spinorama to get past Holly Chaplik as West fires this onto the stick of Lavely. On to Pierre's stick. Pierre on the backhand, taking this towards the net. Tries to tuck it with the forehand, but shut down was number 9. And the Ice send it back down again. Nice forecheck from the captain. An easy man tries to make a move on Turner, takes it around the net instead, protects this on the outside, sends it down low to Wazasinski. Penalty coming up. The rookie draws a trip. For the next 56 seconds, it'll be 4-on-4 action, and then the Ice, barring another penalty, they'll be going to the power play. It's Liberty Amy who goes off for the next 2 minutes. The drawn penalty from Wazasinski. We'll leave Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia on the bottom of the screen. Power play graphic goes off for now as we're on 4-on-4's face-off draw won by the Avros in their own end. There's 2 minutes for tripping, the official call on Amy. As this turned over in the neutral zone. Shortridge stepped up well for the Avros, but Speechley a bit too anxious. And, Shortridge, she carried that puck and caused the offside too, but those 2 elements leading to an offside for this Avros team. We're going to be going on their first power play of the game, or first penalty kill of the game here, coming up in about 40 seconds. As Delacqui almost loses this in her skate, and she ends up losing it to Lavely down low now on the half wall. Lavely has it taken away by Robbins, as well as Delacqui there to help into the skates of Texiera, trying to find it. Now she does, goes off the right boards, but turned over on a Leah Clausen stick. Goes D to West, now up to the side of the skate of Pierre. Pierre had Wazzy coming down on her, and Wazzy able to challenge number 9. Well, now puck deep inside the ice zone below their goal line. D to Texiera as Texiera looking for options, finds Wazasensi. Great reception of the pass. Number 8 leaves that for Mann, who has it blocked away by Almeida. Wazasensi picks it up in the corner to Lazarenko, fakes a shot. D to Delacqui, rebound there. Nice save by Almeida. Another chance, but turned into the corner. The Ice onto the power play now. Their first of the game. Great pressure, that towards the net, just wide of it at that right post. Carvalho settles it down at the point, spins around, fires it into the skates, cross point to Mann. Mann recovered it well, sends it in front of the net, bobbling puck there. Almeida turns it aside. Avros try to rim this out, but the Ice hold the zone across to Carvalho. She couldn't cradle that puck cleanly, so just settles it down and gets it down low now. The ice, great forecheck to get this back in front of the net, off the stick of West. Almeida has to make a save off a friendly fire. And does so well with 11 seconds remaining in the Avros penalty. The ice with a flurry of chances. They're now at 10 shots compared to the 2 for this Avros squad. Well, let me tell you, you're able to survive in this portion of the game, and this Avros team, say they move on to win this game, this would be a big reason why. The play of Almeida so far been spectacular. We are back to even strength. As puck in the feet of Nolgren, tripped up, but no penalty called. Speechley couldn't pull the trigger in front of the net and too tight. It's the other number 4, and Moisey now carries this puck up the left side, dumps it down and tries to chase it down. Does just that, contests along the boards with Cunningham, but Cunningham gets the better of her, wins the puck battle, but great support from Cairns, plays this pass across to Delacroix, turned aside by Almeida, rebound into the slot, no one there for the ice, pick it up, the Avros able to clear it away well. They're laid offside for this ice squad as Moisey, Cairns go off for a change. Number 14, Robin Clausen for the Avros, sends this in deep. It's rimmed around. Sidney Haggard pinned up along the boards, and for support another Avros player, but the ice with 3 players also in that corner. Got to be careful as well. So there's a lot of Avros open right now. 3-on-2 high up in the zone, but the ice able to come away with that puck possession for him as they play this to Darballo. Plays it up to Hallie Chablik. Chablik to the outside, plays it towards the net, but sticked away by Clausen. Able to get a pass D off the backboards to Shortridge. That stretch pass not going to go as it's into the skates of Hudson, blocked up. Now puck gets past Hudson, but she recovers. Goes D onto the backhand of Delacroix. Delacroix to Carvalho, shielding this puck from number 18 Shortridge, who pinches up into the play. So this ends up back into the Avros zone, stretched to the ice blue line, but Delacroix right there to challenge Amy. Speechley sends this into the skates of number 8, Wostasensky. Is back down into the ice zone. Is Izzy Mann, her pass attempt into the shin pad of an Avro and deflected into the air in the neutral zone. That now off the shoulder of Liberty Amy. Held in the ice zone as Mann played a pass up to number 2 and Texiera, who jumps up into play. Texiera trying to fend off an Avro. Great defense, great back check from number 4 in Speechley, showcasing her 200-foot game here early in this one with 4:50 already remaining in this first period. Wow, didn't realize the time, MFHL fans. It's been flying in this one so far. Both these teams still trying to take flight, as the Ice have had a lot more chances than this Avros squad. 11-2 on the scoreboard. That cross-ice pass, high stick, called on the play, going to be waved off. Same with the icing as West first one on it. Gets this up to a teammate. Ice fans calling for too many girls. Not going to get it. It's up to Rio Pierre, looking to get more offense going for this Avro squad. Into the slot for Nolgren. Her shot blockered away by Grunwald. The Ice able to survive that chance and get it all the way out. As Zed puts on the moves, a little shimmy shake in the neutral zone. As me and my cousin Matty Lauren used to say, a little shake and bake out there. Shout out Ricky Bobby Pierre. That shot glove down by Grunwald. Turned aside by number 1. 3:48 remaining in this first period of action. Top line remains out for this Avros squad. Kaminsky sending a line he trusts a lot out in Jones, Chablik, as well as number 16 and Carvalho. That shot through some traffic, seen all the way though somehow by Grunwald. It seemed that way. It was in great position to make the save. Great reaction as well from number 1. That long shot, blocker to side. Not blocker to side, stick to side. As Carvalho lost her stick in the process of blocking that. It gets all the way down to the Avro zone. A nice player beyond the blue line and Carvalho, so all Jones could do was send that in deep. Is that almost danger for the Avros, playing it through the middle of their own end. Chablik couldn't get a handle on it. As for this Avros squad, number 12 in Nolgren on her backhand just sends this in deep. Goes off for a change. Fresh legs out for this Avros side. With 2:55 remaining in this period, just under 3 remaining. The ice look to get to speed in the neutral zone, and they do. Coming in like a bullet. Number 10, and man plays it to the net. Puck stays out somehow for now. Poking away at it. The refs wave it off. This is that underneath Almeida. Somehow, some way, the Avros keep this out. Oh, the voice crack even in there for me. I thought I was past those. Well, I guess they've returned here in this moment. Squeaks past Almeida. It's looking like it will anyways. And all hands on deck for the Avros as Almeida falls on the puck. Pretty sure that's West who falls on that puck in the crease to make sure it stays out. You talk about wanting it. The Avros hopefully use this period to their advantage somehow. Try to build off of this momentum that your goaltender and your team defense is building up for you. As into the slot, and a stick lifted. That shot blocked from Leah Clausen. The ice, huge defensive play. Wozni intercepted by Clausen as she played that up to Speechley. Puck ends up out of play, I believe. With a minute 55 remaining. What a period we've been treated to so far, even though it is still scoreless. 13-5, the shots in favor of the ice. And even though they have way more than their Winnipeg counterpart in the Avros, they've had quality chances on all of their 5 so far. So that's something that Van Eglen has to be happy about, but more volume would be preferred if you're this Avros side who had 41 shots in Friday's game number 3, or game number 2, as this is game number 3. Live on your home for MFHL Hockey on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. Nearing the final minute of play here in this first period of action as Pierre sends this in, cut off by Ota, plays it D-to-D off the boards, out of the reach of Cairns, however. Nice defensive stick by her line mate in Robbins to get that out and go off for a change. Lavely taken down. No penalty coming on this play this time as Cairns couldn't cradle that pass in the neutral zone. 1 minute remaining officially in this first period of action. Haggard takes it away just outside the blue line, sends it in deep for the Avros side as Pierre back out onto the ice. Off the boards, Carlin Zant, Mohawken trying to build some speed as she takes it opposite end of the rink. Sends it all the way in off the backhand, but the ice get this back off the glass. Batted down by the Avros. Haggard, that pass towards the slot, unable to get there. Penalty coming up. And that's going to be an Avros penalty as it's Chablik. She sprung with the pass in on Almeida. Chablik scores! Ice start off by breaking the ice in this game 3. It's Hallie Chablik. 22.8 remaining. Ice up 1-0. The crowd noise almost deafening here. Seven Oaks Arena. What a sequence we just witnessed. There's a penalty coming up that's going to cost the Avros as they'd be going to the box. Almost every single player caught deep for the Avros pretty much. Only one person at the point. That pass sprung onto the stick of Hallie Chablik, and once she gets loose, she does the rest. Freezes Almeida a bit. A nice backhand, forehand finish on the dangle, and with that, number 15, in my opinion, having one of the strongest periods for the ice, gives them the lead in the dying seconds of period number 1. The shots 14-5 in favor of the leaders through the first 20 minutes of play, which are the Winnipeg Ice. The Avros with a lot of work to do. Their goaltender made a lot of huge stops. She couldn't do it all in that period as Shablik with a fantastic move to beat her. We're going to get back to you coming up in this upcoming first intermission. We're going to show you some highlights as well as a message from our first period sponsor in Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Great chances on both sides to start off tonight. But it's the Ice who capitalize on their first of their 14 chances. Hallie Chablik, number 15. What a stud with that goal. 1-0 Ice lead. We'll see if they can build on that in period number 2, or if the Ice can respond and show signs of Friday's Game 2 victory that they had. First period was brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Check them out at their only store location here in Winnipeg, located at 995 Mills Eagle Drive, as well as checking out their website at cancentralsportscards.com for more. Dial into this first period of action that is about to be underway between the two squads here from the Centennial at St. Vital Centennial Arena. Of course, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. This is MFHL Game Day on your home for MFHL Hockey on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. And him and Rylan Etroduk out of the lineup as Rylan Etroduk still out with injury. Matani trying to dangle through number 2, and Philippe loses the puck. That's back into the slot. Big save by Penner. Rebound unable to be put on net there by the Twins. It's down low. Hugan behind the back pass. Medwick denied by that left pad in the slot. This play back in neutral zone. Hugan some silky mitts to evade a defender. Gets it back now into the slot for Medwick. Turned aside by Penner again. And a big hit there along the boards by Tyler Rubini. The Victoria zone won by the Twins. Played D-to-D. Off the skates of Caligari, and that he whiffs on it off the board. Says, oh, Devin Superman pass! Denied off that chance was McLeod. So what a pass there, a feed from Blake Lee. Could have been assist of the year. Worthy off the bar. That rings for number 19. His shot just turned aside by Penner as he just gets a piece of it. Back to Halamandaris. He unloads a shot, this time scores! This stacked Fort Garry power play connects, and it didn't take long for them, only 16 seconds in. So he's got his Twins up 1-0. Cross ice to the Leeds point leader in Gorchinski. He dazzles his way through, rebound, scores! But net off, this one coming back. Cross ice, and there's levels to that attack for this Twins team like I talked about earlier. It's back Canoe. He tries to shoot that through a screen and on net, but couldn't get it there. As back to Canoe, his shot denied this time. Penner makes another save. Possession on this penalty kill, as we just saw there with them sending it down. The Vicks get it back. That cross ice feed catching up to it was Luke Elliott, building speed up that left side. Pass into the slot. Kirkness gets it to the net, scores! Number 9, Tyler Rubini puts home the loose puck. The captain for St. Vital ties this one up at 1 apiece. Held in at the point, but oh no, turned over off of the blade of Jaquette. 2-on-1 developing. Neufeld, his shot turned aside by Penner. The Vicks goaltender continues to stand tall in his crease. Well, it's right back to Nell off of the end boards. Now looks to go for a skate, but intercepted, pickpocketed by Canoe. His shot turned aside by number 29 in Penner as Penner gets aggressive. As mentioned, the one shot earlier on, a heavy one from Carter Halamandaris to open up the score. And maybe here again, Halamandaris in the slot, almost alone. His shot turned aside by Penner this time. That rimmed all the way around to Medwick. Tried to fire that pass towards the net, but couldn't get it there. Willis was taken out by a Twin. Now that to Matani, he's denied. Can't be whacked out by Luke Elliott. Held in by Matani. Instead, into the slot, Halamandaris denied by Penner. By the Twins, and DDD in their own end before working it up towards the net. Balshaw unable to unload on the backhand as Philippe was with him right away. As the Victorias look to work this puck. A bit of patience. First, Gorchinski strips away a man of the puck. Almost gets to it first, into the slot. Elmandaris can't get that through on net cleanly. As Hedlund works his way up in the play, activated into the slot. Tried to whack that away from Philippe. Now Hedlund gets it. His shot turned aside by Penner in the slot as Hedlund took out hard into the corner. As this turned over high up, Livingstone worked his way in, but couldn't get a shot off. That low slot scores! With all the time in the world to make something happen, and it's Ethan Johnson from behind his own net. Fed it up into the neutral zone. High hit late on Gorchinski. And with that, a hard-fought 2-1 victory as Fort Garry gets themselves, of course, staying in the win column.
Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia offers the widest selection of sports cards and signed memorabilia in the city. For dedicated casual and new collectors, Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia has everything a collector could ask for. Everything we sell is stored with care, and with help from our knowledgeable team, we'll help you find exactly what you're looking for. We carry Upper Deck hockey card brands like Series 1 and 2, the Cup, Ultimate, SPA, and plenty more. So what are you waiting for? Come down to Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store.
And welcome back into Seven Oaks Arena for this Sunday night MFHL Playoff Game Day broadcast in the MFHL playoffs between the Winnipeg Avros and Winnipeg Ice for Game 3 of this best-of-5 semifinal series. The series is tied at 1 apiece, 1-0 in favor of the Winnipeg Ice after the first 20 minutes of play here tonight, 14-5. They lead in the shot category. It was Ali Chablik who ended up being the first period goal scorer to open the scoring 1-0 for this Ice squad, being sprung with a stretch pass in the neutral zone, and then number 15 did the rest. Danglin passed Adriana Almeida to beat her backhand forehand. Dangle to give the Ice the advantage here heading into the next period. And as for this Winnipeg Avros team, a team that had 41 shots in game number 2 on Friday night, only held to 5 in that period, and a team that was looking to attack off the rush a lot. They had some power play opportunities, but overall this Ice team doing a good job defending on the rush when the Avros have been able to get into their zone too, doing a good job of staying disciplined in their structure and not giving the Avros anything easy at that. The Ice also doing a good job of just clearing their zone, making that first pass right, and being able to get into the Avros zone with speed and attack in on their net, get to their strong cycle game And all those things led to a very strong first period for this Winnipeg Ice squad. Bailey Grunwald was also really good on the shot she faced, because when the Avros were able to get opportunities on net, it was, they ended up breaking through for some pretty high danger chances, like getting it into the slot. So I just talked about the Avros, or the Ice, being so structured in their own end. There were some times where the Avros were able to thread some passes through and able to expose the slot area, but for the most part, the Ice did a really good job of limiting their shots and their high-quality opportunities and their shot opportunities overall. Can the Avros start to connect on their high-danger opportunities more often and at all in this game moving forward, as they still got a goose egg on the scoreboard? As in the MFHL playoffs, there's only 4 teams remaining. This was the schedules for both series, but that wrapped up in the other series as the Eastman Selects punched their ticket to the finals last night with a 4-0 victory over the Eastman Selects. Pretty insane stuff that for this Eastman Selects team that is going to the finals. They've only allowed 37 goals in 38 total MFHL games. That's regular season and postseason combined. They posted their 4th shutout of the postseason last night, 17th in total, as they had, well, 13 during the regular season. As for both of these teams, though, they put up more offense than Eastman in the regular season, and both of them can defend at a high level. As the first period of action was brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Sure to check out their store location, 995 Mills Eagle Drive, as well as their website at cancentralsportscards.com. We are underway here for period number 2, brought to you by Terrico, serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry, as well as goaltenders, your goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check them out at GordyThomasonGoalies.ca for more info today. That stretch pass to Pierre, or rather that pass through the middle, off the mark for number 9. As an icing early in this period for this Avros squad, and Kaminsky wasting no time getting fresh legs out on the ice. Man, Nicholas and Wozosensky matching up against this Avros top line of Lavalley, Pierre, and Nolgren. Backhanded towards the net, but wide of it, as that just missing what is the left post. As the Avros play it up, Pierre trying to dangle her away past Texier, but shut down. Pierre powering through to keep this puck alive. Oh, for the Avros, as Nolgren's shot ends up going wide of the net. Ended up having it disrupted on the release, as this across to Nicholas. Nicholas gets body checked down, no call on the play. Got that pass to Wozosensky, loose to Wozosensky on the backhand. Protects this up to Walker. To Wozosensky again, but Wozosensky almost has it stripped away. This will go down low. Nicholas, drop pass to Wozosensky, tries to muscle her way through, but has her stick lifted by Speechley. As Speechley off to the races now. Defending the ice, back check off well, the defender. So this gets up to Shortridge. Shortridge has that turned away by Grunwald as it goes into the corner. It'll be the Ice who get it up to the point. Turner, her shot through, almost skips before getting to Grunwald, but number 1 makes the save nonetheless. As Amy able to recover this in the corner. Wraparound chance, pass out in front, unable to pull that trigger with Speechley a bit too in tight. As Jones flips this on net, turned aside by Almeida. As the goal scorer in Chablik tonight's game was going to the net. Got pushed out of the crease right away. With 2-1 start in the shot category for the Avros so far in this period. Still searching for goal number 1 with 18:04 remaining in period number 2. Still lots of time for them to get it done, as this is sent in by number 10 in Sidney Haggart. So it's sticked up by Hudson, able to take it away. So onto the stick of Cairns, now circled back to pick it up as her pass a bit off the mark for Chablik as it rolled off her stick into the Avros possession. That Off the wall, all the way down for an icing for Robin Clausen. This face-off once again in the Avros zone. Cairns, Moisey, and Robbins all on the ice for this ice team. This is onto the stick of Robbins in the corner. Head down, protects this puck, ends up falling, but no trip on the play, and good call by the referee as Robbins didn't have a stick that got in her way on that one, Cairns ends up going into Turner. First one on this puck, the Ota. She circles around her own net, now into the neutral zone. Nice move by number 5 as she sends this deep into the Avro zone. Past the red line, goes off for a change. Into the corner, Robbins in on Cunningham. As Moisey also in for support, along with number 10 and Izzy Mann, who's now out onto the ice. Mann sticking with Pierre for a second there as he circled back down low. Her ice teammate gets this all the way down. That was number 9 and Gabby Robbins. Pierre trying to slither her way through, but first one on this puck will be Wazdasensky. Wazdasensky strong and protect this along the wall, but cutting her off well. Nolgren can't get this down low. Izzy Mann, her pass in the neutral zone, intercepted by Clausen. As Leah Clausen sends it in deep for this Avros squad. Texiera, her cross-ice pass stretched up to number 6, and Nicholas got a stick on to get it down low, so no icing, but couldn't catch up to it to beat West to the puck. But West rubbed out along the boards. Nice defensive recovery to get that away from Mann. As it's back to West off the backboards. Looks to just flip this out. Fails as she fanned on it. Nice pickoff by 16 and Carvalho. Carvalho has it on her backhand. Plays it up to Hudson. As Hudson plays it back down low. Carvalho off the side of the pad of Almeida. Whistle blown too early there, as Almeida didn't even cover it up. The referees end up making an early call on that one. A few more of those and you'll have this place really angry really fast. We got some passionate fans out here packing this house tonight at Seven Oaks Arena. You love to see it. I even see an Ice fan with a hockey helmet on with the Ice logo. No visor, no cage, as Amy first went on this. Muscles her way through, shot denied by Grunwald. Net comes off the Barons in the ice zone. It's a nice effort there from Liberty Amy. But the defense on the rush is just really good from this team. They always seem to stick with you. It's very rare from what we've seen out this season that they get burned off the rush. And their goaltending been good enough so far to do the job in this game. So you bring goaltenders back onto the screen. Bailey Grunwald, of course, in her senior season with this Ice squad. It's her first year, last year only, tasted championship glory. And for Grunwald, now the number 1 in the net for tonight for the time being. Plett ended up getting the start in game number 2. Plett also got some action in the quarterfinals. It could be games like this that if you're the Winnipeg Ice and you're able to bounce back and win it, and you're the starter who came in to do it, it's things like that could earn you and let you keep the number 1 job. As Wozny, her shot glove down by Grunwald. Number 1 locked in. With 14:34 remaining in the second period. Shots now 9 for the Avros, 16 for the Ice. As both top lines out again for both these teams. Oh, sorry, spoke too soon. Looks like I need glasses. It's Clausen, Robin Clausen, along with number 19 and Wozny. And Sydney Haggard out on the ice against the Ice's top line, and man, Wazdasensky and Nicholas as the Ice send this in deep. Nicholas along the wall, cuts it off, Plays a pass in the slot, but that intercepted by Zant. Off the wall to Wozni cross ice. Able to get that across to Haggard, but Haggard unable to cradle it. So it ends up back into the Avros zone. Back into the neutral zone now. Along a wall. This scooped out along a wall by Robin Clausen, sends it in deep. But Walker, the first one on it. Pass by Wasilewski towards the middle of the ice zone. Nice play by Mann to get it to Nicholas, and Mann gets it right back. Mann cut into the middle now, tries to cut it to the outside. Pass off the mark. Penalty coming up. However, for this Avros side, sends the ice to the power play. With 13:35 remaining, this power play will be brought to you by Terrico. Ali Chablik, game's only goal scorer so far, on the draw for the ice, ended up losing it. So it's sticked into the backboards by Almeida, held in at the point by Texier. D to Delacroix, down to Cairns, that shot through. Almeida doing the splits to keep it out, and number 35 does just that, keeps it out of her own net. With only 14 seconds gone on this ice power play. It starts with just simple DDD pass at the point. Delacroix looked like she was going to shoot, but locates an open Cairns instead at that right face-off circle. And Cairns, her shot gives Almeida trouble. But Almeida able to battle to keep that one out. So with 1:31 remaining on this power play, that pass almost trouble for the ice as Pierre was right there, couldn't pick it off. This is Cairns who works her way and loses that puck to Lavalley, who sends it all the way down deep into the ice zone. As Lavalley and Pierre will remain out on the ice. Pierre hovering, follows man. Texier goes the other way to Carvalho with the breakout pass. Now on to Wasilewski's stick as number 8 carries it in. The rookie stops up now, looking for options, hands it off to man, into the close corner to us. Plays it up to Lazarenko, a little head fake before going D. That pass now into the slot, picked up. That shot! Oh, Nicholas just misses the net. 44 seconds remain. The Avros able to get this out as it's Lavalley wheeling into the ice zone. That shot, a floater wide of the net for number 8 as she goes off for a change along with Pierre Speechley. That into her skate, blocking up a pass. She's out with Amy. Nice play by Speechley on the forecheck as she creates some chaos for number 16 in Carvalho, but she dropped that off safely to a teammate who played it up to Wasilewski, who has that taken away inside the Avros zone. With 10 seconds remaining on this ice power play, it's just flipped all the way down to the Avros end. Shortridge, first one on it, off the boards. That'll be legal as it's still within power play time for the ice, so no icing their way even if it wasn't cut off. So we're back to even strength. That sticked into the backboards by Grunwald. Up the boards for the ice all the way down. So that was way out of the reach for Chablik. So we still remain at 1-0 for this ice team, and aside from the dangerous chance that was created by Delacroix and Cairns early in that power play through the first 14 seconds for the ice, the Avros really shored things up. Nice clear outs too for this team. Even some short-handed chances from Lavalley and Pierre. Or actually just Lavalley more so. Pierre, good job on the forecheck. Speaking of forechecks, nice job by, I believe, number 4, Moisey to muscle Avro off of that puck. Chablik has it taken away down low. Talia Jones in for support. Speechley, the support girl for the Avros, they're able to just get it out as Hudson carries it in offside. With 10:54 remaining. In a game where shots 17-10 in favor of this Winnipeg Ice team now, as the Avros played DDD. Nice stick by Carvalho to get in the lane of Les on an attempted clear out of the zone. As Lazarenko now holds the point, kept that in with a skate. She sent it into the corner. Ice unable to get on it. as Wozni gets closed off well along the boards. Wozni now to Hager. Tries to dangle her way through, but shut down well by Lazarenko as Lazarenko makes her way into the Avros zone through the neutral zone. Stops up into the slot. That onto the backhand of Robbins, but Robbins got knocked off the puck. Tries to get to the boards there to take it away. That allows for Carvalho to be able to take this away effectively as Carvalho dishes this in deep below the goal line with the backhand to Cairns as Cairns gets taken down. No penalty call there coming up for this Ice team, even though their fans want it. It's always funny seeing fans raising the arm in the stands. They're trying to play referee as number 8 in Wasasensi gets stood up, but regains the puck, drops it off to Texier. That shot through, loose puck there. Almeida sprawled out the ice, couldn't capitalize off that chance. This was a golden opportunity from the position that Almeida was in. This down low in the ice zone, recovered by the Avros. That shot, I think, just caught a piece of Grunwald's stick. Nice try by Lavalley. As the drum beats in this Winnipeg Ice side of the crowd that we're in for tonight's broadcast. Thank you for joining us if you are on MFHL Game Day. This pass across, Italia Jones shovels this in with the backhand, trying to catch up to it, but first one on it will be Shortridge. It's sent off the boards, and now off a paddle of number 5 in Dinez. Avros get it right back. Delayed offside on the play, so they will work it out. A lot more room than they've had at points here tonight. But the Ice able to get this all the way out again. It's Carvalho down that left side. She'll circle back in the Avros zone. This is played down low into the direction of Chablik. Avros get it past number 15. Held in at the line, though, by Hudson. Almost has her pocket picked right away as Amy ends up recovering that loose puck. That was knocked off of number 3's stick. Taken away, though, by Moisey. As Moisey almost has her stick whacked out of her hand. Nice, we're calling for a slash. Not going to get one. Ota, that shot off the helmet of either Cairns or Zant. Cairns right back on her feet. She kicks that to the direction of Moisey. Moisey gets taken down low by number 3 in Cunningham. That pass to Wozni, delayed offside on the play. She was calling for it, hoping for it, but ended up not getting it. Just played D-to-D Lazarenko up the right side to Robbins. Backhands this in deep. This is recovered by number 21 and Evie West is the captain for the Avros. Plays this up the left boards and all the way into the neutral zone now. Ella Speechley had it sticked away. Clausen recovers, plays this cross ice. Number 10 in Sydney Haggard, who turns it over onto the stick of Gabby Robbins, but Robbins ends up turning this over, having her clear out attempt blocked up by Winnipeg Avro. So 6:55 remaining in another period that's gone by fast. I haven't even broadcasted for an hour as of yet. It's the Ice who make it back into the Avro zone. Late period goal in the first to open up the scoring. They score a bit sooner here for the next one, or it will be the Avros who end up tying things up. The Ice, nice move by Wazasensi. She's dancing in towards the net as that turned aside by Almeida. Nicholas got a stick on it. Man settles this down up to Texier. That shot through, rebound there. Wazasensi unable to get it through on net. It was good defense by this Avros side. All the way down, back into the Avro zone, delayed offside, coming up West, her stretch pass cut off by Nicholas just outside the blue line. Nicholas circles back, drops this back to Delacqui, puts on the brakes, fires, but blocked up by Robin Clausen as Clausen has Lavalley left side, but decides to just dump this in deep. It's played up to Chablik. Just outside the line, Pierre. Her shot, she drags, block, can't get through Texier as she's had a few of those here tonight. for number 2 is now Pierre, bodied off the puck there. No call on the play as the Avros bench wanted something, but not getting it. As this through the middle, Chablik out of her reach, but Chablik, her whack at that puck, unsuccessful as Turner got a stick on it first and sent it all the way down into the ice zone. Turner now, nice job to hold at the line. That shot on the way through, blocked up by Lavely. Offside called on the play too. So I guess Turner didn't exactly hold the line. 5:10 remaining, I believe, if I can read correctly. Yes. 5:07 now and counting remaining as the clock ticks down in this second period. The Avros with 6 shots compared to, well, the 5 shots that the Ice have. A lot less volume for the defending champs in this middle frame compared to the opening frame, as the Avros looking to break their goose egg still with 4:39 now left on the clock in this second period, as this taken away by Robbins. Robbins past the red line, just sends this in deep as Almeida out of her own net to play this, dishes it off to number 3 and Cunningham, who played it up to Dinez. Chipped successfully into the neutral zone for Speechley. Speechley unloads that shot, blocked up by number 6. And Nicholas, that into the skates of Mann. Nice job by Mann to take that away. Has somebody going to the net, backdoor feed. Oh, unable to connect on it to number 8 and Wozesensky. Or no, sorry, that was Nicholas. Gets that pass to Wozesensky down low. Nicholas battling away to maintain possession of the puck, unable to. It's Mann who cuts it off along the wall. Fires it to number 8 and Wozesensky right back to Mann at the left face-off circle now. Has that blocked up by number 18 in Liberty Amy. Amy unsuccessful getting that out though. Now Pierre scoops up that puck, but unable to get by Walker. Now into the glove of Amy. Hand pass. No way, that's not called. Well, I guess it won't be. We'll continue to play on here, but clear as day. You can't do that. Guess the ref's looking the other way on that one, as Rio Pierre muscling her way towards the net off of a body in front. That's in. The Avros tie it up. 1-1, 3:12 remaining in this middle frame. Well, you could make an argument that that play should have been blown down dead a long time ago, and rightfully so. That was clearly a hand pass. She cupped the puck in Liberty Amy, but you gotta keep playing, and the Avros do. They push through their best player in Rio Pierre, able to power her way through towards the crease, and not the prettiest goal she's ever scored for number 9. It's an important one. Gets this game within even, no matter how it happened. We're at a tie game now. That goal brought to you by Terrico. How do the Ice respond? How do the Avros build off of this momentum that they're trying to build even more for themselves? Now it's Lavely. That pass to Nolgren. Unable to get to number 12. Lavely and Clausen with the assist on the play, as Carvalho makes her way into the Avro zone with speed. Carvalho into the corner, she spins away. That now, you got to be careful of the Ice on a change, as Jones, good heads up play to not go off right away, knowing that puck was coming towards the Ice bench. It also comes with great communication from the coaches there too, and your teammates. As the Avros get it back into the Ice end. Okay, Cairns off the boards, but that intercepted in the neutral zone. Played right into the possession of West. As Clausen chips this down low, Robin that is. Ends up being pinned up along the boards. Ice able to take this away off the stick of number 9, and Robin's all the way out. And down back into the Ice end. With a minute 32 remaining here now. Shortridge, that blocked on the way through. It's for Gabby Robbins. Off the boards all the way down as Robbins continues in on the forward check. Robbins somehow takes that away behind the net. Can't quite get a shot on net. So it's good defense by Shortridge at that left post. This puck able to get into the neutral zone for the Avros. Now that long shot sticked away by number 1. And Grunwald side of the net. The Avros banging away at this. At this time, it's Grunwald who holds the line. Of course, the shutout broken recently for number 1, but rebounding well there. It's her 11th save made of the evening. It's 19-12, the shots in favor of the Winnipeg Ice. Of course, as mentioned, a much stronger period here from this Avros team. So once again, Grunwald covers this up. Oh, they just blow it dead. With 53.1 remaining in this period of action. Coming up, we'll show you some highlights, Winnipeg Ice fans, that is, from the first game of the playoffs. Been a long time since then at this point. As the Ice in the present day, looking for some late period magic here as it's worked in to the end boards. Wazasensky lost her balance. The Ice look to get it back. They do just that. Man, her pass unable to go. Wraparound chance. Almeida, great stop. Loose puck still there, controlled by the Ice again. 16 seconds left. Quick D to Lazarenko. That high shot over the glove of Almeida. His first one on it. Delacqui in the corner, intercepted. That pass attempt got cut off by an Avro. Lazarenko pinched up, but Lavalley too good on chipping that into the neutral zone off the boards to herself. As she let a shot go. As that buzzer sounded, to keep Grunwald on her toes as Grunwald goes back to the visitor side of the ice to go back to the dressing room to join her team. Doing so, the Avros make their way off the middle tunnel to, well, their dressing room, which is on the home side. 1-1 in, you could say, a controversial goal. I mean, it was a clear cupping of the puck from Amy, and she gloved it down, and that helped this Avros team be able to break out for them to keep possession, but you got to keep playing, and that's what Pierre ends up doing after she's able to take that puck into the ice zone. She drove the net, and, I mean, not the prettiest goal whatsoever, as I'm pretty sure it redirects off of a nice player. I could be wrong, but, yeah, it redirected off of something in tight on Grunwald. And hey, I mean, look, that's the spark that this Avros team needs, I think, even if the goal is controversial. We're at a 1-1 game. You know, it starts to weigh on you, I feel like, being as high of an offensive power team as they are. If you go into, you know, the final period of play, not even with the goal yet, and you had better chances in that period and you couldn't capitalize, you know, mentally, maybe the psyche kind of like you start to take more chances, and then, you know, things start to break down late in the game, right? So I think that this first goal for them was huge in terms of now we're tied. We got to go out, you know, defend well in this period coming up, and just look for one more. And once we get that one more, maybe we start to build off of it. We're going to go to second intermission highlights now. This second period brought to you by Terrico and goaltenders. Terrico serving Manitoba producers for over 80 years in the agricultural industry. Be sure to find out why at terrico.ca. Who've been here for over 80 years, as mentioned. And to goaltenders, their goalie's personal video review service. Be sure to check them out today. Business run by an ex-Winnipeg Jets 1.0 WHA goaltender, Gordie Tummelson. GordieTummelsonGoalies.ca is the website to check out for that. As for us here on gshow.ca, on G-Show Productions, for your home for MFHL Playoff Hockey. You're home for MFHL in general. It's the two crosstown rivals, the Ice and the Avros, going into period number 3, the final period of regulation, tied at 1 apiece. Do we see overtime tonight? Do we see this thing end in regulation? Stick around to find out. We'll be back soon. The start of the playoffs here on your home for MFHL Hockey on gshow Productions on gshow.ca. Thanks for being here, folks. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator, Graham the G-Show Forsyth. We are brought to you by Mick Fasteners and Tools, Terraco, Goaltenders, and Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Duran gloves this down. It'll be pickpocketed by Robbins. Gets it to the slot from Moisey. Pass to Chavlik. Oh, poke check. Clutch there from Rakowski as this game remains scoreless. Just a little halfway point. Over breaker shot on it. Rebound there for Anderson. Couldn't put it away. Cut off pass along the boards in the Ice's favor. Played up to Carvalho now. She lets to gain a step and alone scores! Number 16 starts this one off right for the Winnipeg Ice. 1-0 for the defending champs with 7:13 left on the first period clock. She got a lot of ice time throughout that first period of action. Starting this period, Lazarenko, nice defensive stick to take away that cross-ice pass in her own end. Off the boards, down low, Clausen gets a stick on it. Keeps it down low by rimming this across. As Chloe Nicholas will be first one on. But Steves, what a play! Beside of the net into the slot. Anderson ends up being denied. The Hawks can't send this out now. The Ice start to get their cycle going. Chavlik to the slot! Oh, off the iron, the crossbar, and out of the zone. As the Ice able to send this out into the neutral zone to safety. Back on the brick stick, sends this in onto Duran's stick now. Down the right side, challenging, sends that to the front of the net. Couldn't finish my sentence. Then Anderson scores into the slot. Number 19 finds that loose puck and sends it into the back of the net as Pembina Valley ties this one up at 1 apiece. This time sent in deep by number 9 and Leah Clausen. Nice stick by Texier to whack that away from the Pembina Valley forechecking. This puck ends up down low again. Picked up by Perrin this time. Perrin trying to maneuver her way to the net, trying to draw a penalty but couldn't. As O'Brien now just misses on that low blocker side. Short side as they like to call it. Grunwald, another big save. Lazarenko's pass hit a stick and got into the Pembina Valley Hawks zone. Lazarenko gets his back to Cairns as Cairns denied on that left face-off circle. The Ice look to gain some offensive zone time here. Tip towards the net. Rakowski, pretty sure she just had to make a pad save there. Texier again through a screen. Might have been tipped, but Rakowski. The Ice have gotten a bit of a cycle game going here as this game has gone along and as this period has gone along as we've seen. But as Pembina Valley works it out, it's O'Brien. Her shot, glove down, rebound. Oh, nice save by Grunwald. Great concentration from number 1. As Brigg wins this, up to O'Brien, squeeze through, just wide of the net that goes. As the Ice send a pass out, but all the way down and into Pembina Valley's possession as Victor played it up. Duran now gets loose. As Brigg heading towards the net. Duran towards the net, scores! And who else but number 19, Jessica Anderson, to put it home for the Pembina Valley Hawks. Their leading goal scorer in the regular season. She has both of their goals tonight. That shot ricocheted off of a body in front, wide of the net. The Ice send this out. Here they go on the rush. Chavlik has a girl heading to the net, and Nicholas, she shoots wide of the net instead. Ends up to the point. That shot, Chavlik in front, gets a deflection on it. Back to the point. Another one. Rakowski this time with a save. It's on to Robbins' stick. Robbins up to the point. Farot to her shot. Blocked up. Nice one by Steves there. It says Braun in the corner who tries to get to this first. Robbins beats her to it. Robbins, her shot can't get through. To the point. Walker, her shot blocked. Again another block by Steves. Here another chance. Oh, what another block by Steves. her third of this shift, gets a huge applause from her bench. They've been the team that has given the Winnipeg Ice a lot of fits this season, as the season series was tied at 2 apiece. Maybe some magic here from the ice, though. Man over to Lazarenko. Huge kick save by Rakowski. Time ticks off. Chadwick slow to get up along with the Hawk in the corner as they're both tied up with each other. As I believe Abigail Brigg is okay. And she gets up to celebrate with her team, who, congratulations, Pembina Valley, on going up 1-0 in this series.
Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has been the place to shop for your industrial needs for over 20 years. Carrying the tools you need to get the job done from the brands you can trust, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools has you covered. Brands like Milwaukee Tool, established in 1924 and on display in our Milwaukee Red Zone, the largest red zone in Winnipeg. With construction workers and tradespeople in mind, Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools is your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. So come on down to our Winnipeg store location today, located on 1557 King Edward Street in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools and Brandon takes pride in selling the tools farmers and tradespeople rely on. Like our Winnipeg location, Brandon carries the same tools you know and love. From all the brands you can trust, all in one convenient place. And with unbeatable service, we'll make sure you get the right tools to get the job done. Mid-Canada Fasteners and Tools in Brandon, proud to serve Brandon's industrial needs since 2018. Stop on by today at 358 Park Avenue East.
And welcome back into Seven Oaks Arena, the Winnipeg Ice, the Winnipeg Avros. One of these teams will be up 2-1, either after these next 20 minutes or after overtime in this one. We're tied 1-1 in the series, and fitting, we're tied 1-1 in this game. In Game 3, could the final be 2-1 like Tuesday night in the series opener here at Seven Oaks in favor of the Ice, or will it be in favor of the Avros, or will it be one of these two teams winning by more in this period and opening things up? Shots have been really low in this game compared to last night. It was like 41-30 in favor of the Avros last night. Well, they only have 12 shots on net so far through the first 40 minutes compared to the 19 for the Winnipeg Ice. But a huge goal from Rio Pierre on what was a questionable goal, how the play continued to play on, given that Liberty Amy clearly cupped the puck moments before in her own end. Ice crowd rightfully so calling for a hand pass or cupping up the puck, whatever you want to call it. And that just didn't end up being the case, and the Avros took advantage of it and kept playing, and their best player, being their best player in Rio Pierre, got some help as it deflected off a Winnipeg Ice player in front. But she took that puck to the net hard and caused some havoc in front for that Winnipeg Ice team to deal with. And look, Bailey Grunwald's made some great saves, but for this Winnipeg Avros team, if you're looking to attack off the rush all night long, sure, you want to get your cycle going. But yeah, if you're on the rush, drive to the net hard every chance you can get. Put pressure on this Winnipeg Ice defense, and maybe more good things will go their way, as that long shot sent on net by number 9 in Robbins. So this third period of action brought to you by goaltenders. Or no, not goaltenders. That was for the second period. We're brought to you by Make Hand Fasteners and Tools for this period. As this levelly powering through, catches up to the puck. That shot turned aside by Grunwald. What a save for number 1. What a chance for number 8. High-level hockey continuing here into this third period of action. Only 19 seconds gone, and oh baby. Or oh boy, as I should say, as don't want to rip off. I forget the announcer off the top of my head. That's a famous catchphrase I just used. Didn't mean to do that. Respect to the greats. And in terms of greats, 2 great teams going at it here right now. The captain, Izzy Man for the ice on the draw against Rio Pierre for the Avros. Pierre, nice drop to tie up man on the draw to allow for the Avros to get possession of this. The Avros in the corner trying to shovel this puck out of the corner. It's to Man instead as she banks this off the glass and out. The Avros control though. Great start to this period for this Avros team. Good pressure maintained as they send it in deep. Go off for a line change too as Liberty Amy steps back onto the ice for the first time in this period. Into the skates of some ice players. Picked up Wozniacki. Short pass completed to number 6. And Nicholas who unloads that shot wide of the net. It's off the backboards into the Avros possession. As Ellis Beachley sends this off the boards all the way out of the Avros zone. Ice first on it. As this sent off the boards. Fanned on now by Evie West in her own end for this Avros side. This is D2D connected onto the stick of Shortridge off of the board. Shortridge, nice move to the middle, sends this in. Grunwald with a bit of trouble as it almost rode up into her equipment. The ice almost with a bad turnover there, able to get out of it as they get possession back to the blue line. It's Chablik, that shot turned aside. It's Chablik, the only goal scorer for the ice here tonight. Of course, with their only goal of the game as we're tied 1-1. That to the slot, or to the high slot for Carvalho. Dishes some physical play to Liberty Amy as Carvalho has her stick knocked away afterwards. It's the Avros standing up for themselves here. As Turner, that high shot sails over the glove of number 1 in Grunwald. It's into the corner and backhanded up the boards, but able to be intercepted by number 18, Avery Lazarenko. As Lazarenko, that shot unable to get through. It's blocked up by the Avros on good rush defense. The time around, Pierre trying to wheel and deal, but ended up being shut down by the ice in the neutral zone. As this behind the back pass connected to Turner, goes to Nolgren, tried to fire across ice to Wasney, but went to Pierre instead. Is at the line, that little hesitation on that move. Good defense by the ice to cause Pierre, forcing her hand to make that move, which caused an offside. Wasey ended up being too far over the line. So with 17:01 remaining, it's the ice who get this off the face-off draw. Sent all the way in deep as Almeida out of her own net to play this. This pass almost intercepted by number 8 in Wazasenski, who was swooping down Texiera at the point. Now blocked up by Wazasenski with that shot, but it'll be held in by the ice. Walker has that stripped away now. Nice poke check, or stick lift by number 3 in Cunningham. Wazian for support to get it out. As number 19 goes off for a change. Walker back on it, sends it in deep in the Avro zone. As this line just unable to be held by Hudson as she was too late making it into the zone to get in position. Offside call on the play here. 16:13 remaining. Face-off draw. Just to the outside of the Avro zone. Won by this ice team off of the face-off as they send it in deep First one on it, Evie West. Nice move to make her way past and now cuts middle. Fires middle as that cross-ice pass. Defended well by Delacroix as it ends up out of play, intended for Liberty Amy. Off the stick of Delacroix instead. The timekeeper hands the referee a new puck as we get underway again. Draw one by the ice again. D they go. Now passed up onto the backhand of Pally Chablik. Has Jones heading towards the net. Chablik will try to dangle instead, but loses possession of it off of that attempt. Ends up into the corner, taken away by Ella Speechley. She was strong on that side of the ice, as it'll be Liberty Amy who tries to chip and go, but cut off by Cassie Carvalho. As Carvalho, this goes as it's through. On that stretch pass up to Kay Cairns. Cairns now spinning away from the pressure of Leah Clausen in the corner, but Clausen, nice job to stick with her, able to cut that off and take it away. So this Avros squad tries to fire it out, unable to as Lazarenko holds the line. So this gets lifted cross ice for the Avros squad. Speechley now sends this all the way in deep past the red line. No icing given that fact, and goes off for a change. Moisey, that pass gets past her stick as Shortridge was swooping in on the pinch. Back on it, Turner turns this behind her back and successfully onto the stick of Rio Pierre. Pierre, her pass attempt, unable to get out successfully, so she just plays it back to Shortridge, who goes D to Turner, the top pairing out for this Winnipeg Avros team, along with their top line. As it's saucered into neutral ice for Izzy Mann as the Ice get their top line out onto the ice. Trying to go over to Lazarenko as Mann with that pass, but unable to. As called offside at the line. Wasisensky unable to hold. The Avros get a new set of defensemen out. You know what I think about it? I mean, like, the Avros have so many pairs of defensemen where you could say it's their number one pairing too. Evie West, of course, huge part of the pairing that she's on. Of course, her teammate and Carlin Zant, Samantha Cunningham, as well, huge part of that third pairing for this Avros side. But it's Texier, defenseman for the Winnipeg Ice, who's able to take it away. But rubbed out along the boards by Cunningham. And Leah Clausen, the deep partner for number 21 in Evie West for this Avros squad. I was drawing a blank off the top of my head for just a moment as the Avros on the forecheck get this back. Whip to, speaking of, number 21 in Evie West. So she's just able to hold the line and send this in deep. It's rimmed around, strong enough to get to Wozni. Flips this up to the point to Zant. That shot wide of the net off the backboards into the slot. Oh, not able to pull the trigger was Robin Clausen. She was defended well in front by a ace defenseman. Short pass over. Jones can't connect with number 15 in Chablik as she was defended well. Carvalho lifts this into the Avros end. As now Leah Clausen out there along with Evie West as West tries to make a move up that left side. Ended up getting to a teammate instead who has that taken away. And Wozni over to Carvalho. No, shot turned aside. Almeida, huge save. Another whack from Carvalho. But the puck ends up to the point. Delacroix settles it down. D. Hudson tipped on the way through off of two sticks. But sharp on it to make the save, Almeida. Another shot, this time blocked by Liberty Amy. Amy into the corner, gets bodied there. No call coming from the referee. Could have almost been a very dangerous hit, which was a dangerous hit. Should have said very dangerous outcome, as that blocked away by Almeida. Taken away by this Avros side as they try to clear out of the zone, but so strong there was Lazarenko. Didn't realize that her teammates hadn't cleared yet. With 12:09 remaining, shots 25-15 in favor of this Winnipeg Ice side. And as we look back to the keys to the game, we didn't get a chance to get into them. We will soon, though. It's just to give you context on how this one is played out. But first, we got to get back to calling the play here. That's going on. As for Shortridge, wheeling and dealing through the zone is Shortridge. Avery Shortridge shut down just at the doorstep of the ice zone out there net as this pass played up to Cairns on the backhand. Tried to flip it in, but instead got cut off short. She fanned on the dumping attempt just a bit, and Avros D was right there in the lane to take it away as this flipped out now over the head of Turner all the way down to the Avros zone, but no icing called on the play. As this sent down by Chloe Nicholas. Just flipped up along the boards, but it's kept down low by Lavalley as she tried to work it to a better option for this Avros team to make a good first pass to get out of the zone with success. In the corner, it's taken away, I believe, number 6 and Nicholas into, almost, I thought that bounced in off of a body into the back of the net. Past Almeida, but not to be for this Winnipeg Ice team as the Avros able to get out of that unscathed as the ice came close. Dangerous around the net. Dangerous short little pass there as Nicholas gets bodied down. Reverse check from Leah Clausen. No call on the play. It's the number 16 for the ice there at the blue line, Carvalho, to disrupt the flow of this breakout for this Avros squad. Ends up in neutral zone and is played D-to-D, Delacqui to Hudson. Fans on that dump-in pass and ended up getting into the zone, but offside call on the play. But yeah, as we take a look, crosstown rivals, of course. They've met each other in the playoffs in years past before. Side of this one where it's gone in the Ice's favor. As back in 2021-2022 when the Avros were favored against the Ice, as that play towards the net off the stick of Lavalley was the Ice who upset the Avros and ended up making it to the finals, compete in their first full final series as a franchise, and have been big sister compared to what the Avros have been in terms of championships in this league. The Ice have 2 of them in the past 2 years. The Avros been in this league for way longer and are still searching for that elusive first championship in franchise history. But they're feeling this could very well be the year of the Ice, feeling like they still got a left wad in the tank as that through scores! It's Avery Lazarenko! The defenseman who played a huge role in this team's success all season long in round 1 and now in game number 3 of this best of 5 semifinal series. She has her Ice back up in front over this Avros squad. 2-1 the score in favor of the defending champs. Brought to you by Make Cannon Fasteners and Tools, with 2 goals now for the Winnipeg Ice to the Avros 1 with 8:50 remaining. As play blown dead here. But Lazarenko throwing that one on net through some traffic. It bounces through the 5-hole of Almeida, who gets fooled by the redirection on the way through. Goes down just slightly too late. And it finds a way through her pads. That goal brought to you by Make Cannon Fasteners and Tools, your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs with stores in Winnipeg and Brandon only. You won't want to miss them. And serving Manitoba's industrial needs for over a decade in Winnipeg, since 2018 in Brandon. As this year in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the capital of this province, it's the two Winnipeg teams battling away 2-1 in favor of Winnipeg Ice. Avery Lazarenko just stands right now with the game winner. We'll see what the Avros have to say about that in these final 7 minutes and 58 seconds or so now, as we're under 8 to play. 7:45 left on the clock. Shortridge kicks this down low to Turner. Hard forward check from the ice, trying to force the turnover, and they do just that. Into the feet of Chablik. Works this up to the point. Carvalho goes D to D to Hudson, who sends this in deep. Pierre gets a stick on it first, sends it into the corner to safety as the Avros work at D to D. That pass off the twig of Lavalley. Couldn't control it in the neutral zone as the ice flipped it right back in off of the glass over top of the boards closest to us. As Pierre fans on that pass out. Good defense from this Winnipeg Ice team. But an offside coming. An offside was called. But as for the Winnipeg Ice coming into this game, so it won't keep you too long here, but a tough game 2 loss. It's been about containing the Avros attack tonight and looking for a full 60 minutes. Which, I mean, this Ice team has done a pretty darn good job compared to last game in Game 2, where they gave up 41 shots and 4 goals, only holding the Avros to 1 so far. It was a bit of a lucky one for the Avros, getting a fortunate bounce, and shots-wise, way down in tonight's game, even less. I feel like at this point compared to in Game 1, where the Ice held the Avros to 26, they're at 16 against so far here tonight. And they've looked like the stronger team through the consistency of these 60 minutes so far. It's been a great response so far for this Ice team, but can they finish it off? We'll find that out in these next 6 minutes and 12 seconds as Izzy Mann sends this down low. It's intercepted by the Avros at first, but held in at the point by the Ice on that clear-out attempt. Nice save made by Almeida. Kicking out that right pad to make it. Ellis Beachley stripped away, but stripping away Wasilewski was Amy, who shot wires wide of that net in the ice zone. Wasilewski now, she'll look to carry it through the neutral zone to build speed. Zigzagging now to the left side. Wasilewski, as she tried to change the angle, didn't fool Almeida, so didn't get the most she would have wanted out of that shot. Nicholas takes this away now. Nicholas fires wide on that chance, as number 6 has had some dangerous looks in these playoffs and in this game specifically. This top line doing a really nice job for this Ice squad. And man, Wasilewski and Nicholas. Wasilewski headed to the bench for a change to get fresh legs out, and Carvalho out onto the ice now. Nicholas also changes for Chablik as Chablik skates her way up ice. The Ice go to Carvalho instead as Chablik heading to the net. Looking back door, fires a shot instead. That's turned aside by Almeida. It was Carvalho. D to D, the Ice work it. Hudson, her shot deflects. Not high enough to get out of play though. Carvalho right at the doorstep sends that wide of the net. Wozni skates her way in. Or no, just before the blue line. Sent it in deep before going off for a change. Carvalho dumps this out off the boards, but Pierre ended up picking it off. As Jones over to Turner. She had that turned over all the way down. This goes for an icing. So it'll be a face-off draw coming up back inside the Winnipeg Avros zone. As in this crosstown rivalry, keys to the game, we'll get to that in just a moment actually. As we get back into play. As for this Winnipeg Ice squad, looking to attack front of the net. Cairns had it in her skates. As for the Avros, able to get it out, but Lazarenko sends this in deep again. Almeida out of her own net to play it. It's played up at the point. Lazarenko holds it in for this Ice team and sent a shot on net on Almeida, which he turned aside. 3:49 remaining in this period of action. Good forecheck from this Ice team to hold the Avros there for it's long enough for them to get set up in the neutral zone to defend this rush chance. Lavely still wheels her way in. That shot wide of the net. She was looking for that low blocker side, short side as my dad loves to call it. As it ends up into the neutral zone, picked up by Wazasenski. As that shot turned aside by Almeida. Yes, for the Ice, their piece of the game there for the Avros. Strong response in game 2. It was a massive performance for a team that, look, you go down 2-0 to this Winnipeg Ice team. They've had your number for the most part through the past 2 years. You beat them 3-1 in the regular season, in the season series, but they also got you in a tournament semifinal game to move on to the gold medal match with lefty playing for bronze. And in these playoffs so far, the Ice, they haven't been easy to play against at all. The Avros found ways to break through in game number 2. We just haven't seen that same formula tonight, whatever it was from Ashley Van Egelen and her group. I couldn't tell you since I wasn't there watching that game. We didn't call it. But staying present, I feel like the Winnipeg Avros in this game, as they played towards the net, that into the skates of an Ice player in Nicholas. As she'll take it herself now. Nicholas down the left side. She'll just dump this in deep with 2:25 remaining. This gets sent down deep again. Revy West will pick up the puck. So much going on around me right now as someone just broke their water bottle. That sucks. In the stands here as this gets played out of the rink of play and into the Ice's bench as we go off for the next 30 seconds with a timeout. Coming from this Winnipeg Avros squad who need a push here. They've been badly outshot here tonight. 33-16 in favor of this Winnipeg Ice squad. And for this Ice team, I mean, they're just content with continuing to get past the red line and dumping this in deep. They know their forecheck is strong enough and they'll be able to create some chances off it most likely if they do get that puck in the zone deep successfully. And for Eugene Kaminsky and this Winnipeg Ice squad, just trust in the process that you play with. Look, they were looking for a strong 60 minutes. I think they've gotten that for the most part, up 2-1 against a Winnipeg Avros team that kind of took it to them in game number 2. And tonight for this Avros team, felt that their start in period number 1, it wasn't, as strong as they would have liked it to be. The Ice get off to a 1-0 lead. Which, that goal coming at the time it did with 18.6 seconds left on the clock around there, ended up being big time for potentially how this game could end up turning out in terms of the outcome, as Pierre has that sticked away in the Ice zone. Goalie pulled that shot off, a glove almost deflected in front, rebound there, loose puck just wide of the net. Nolgren sends it. So with 1:24 remaining, number 12 so close to getting this game even as she's in the corner. The Avros, full out assault coming here. Shortridge, her shot unable to get through. Huge block from this Ice squad as it's to West. That shot blocked again. Traffic too strong in the lanes right now. The shooting lanes for this Ice team against the Avros. Another shot through. That block, a huge stick by Lazarenko. Now into the neutral zone, sent up just out of the reach of Carvalho. Not going to be an icing. Ricochet off the corner. Can it be good enough? Does that go off the bar? I think it might have just done so. We're trying to catch our breath here. So much going on. We're into the final 35 seconds. Can the Avros push one more time? Man, into the lane. Huge block for number 10. Back to Pierre. Her pass just behind Amy She has to find in her skates for just a moment, got bodied down. No call coming, 20 seconds remaining now. As this rimmed around to Pierre, sends it back down low, but cut off the ice, send it out. It's going to be for an icing, though, not what the ice want. It's exactly what the Avros want, though, with 8.4 remaining. And thank goodness, because I'm not sure how much I have left in the tank in that sequence. So much going on, the ice so close to putting the insurance marker in. That pass to Garballo just misses, and then her pass out in front goes off the post on the redirect. 2 seconds left here. The Avros send it to the net, searching for it. Not going to get it. It's the Ice who come away with this Game 3 victory to take the 2-1 series lead heading in to Wednesday night's Game 4 elimination game, the first one of this series out of the possible 2. If the Ice lose to the Avros in Game 4, but for tonight, it's the Ice who go back on top, regaining the series lead as they opened up the series with the 2-1 victory on Tuesday night, fell 4-1 on Friday night. Both teams had the day off yesterday to get ready and prepared for this highly contested, highly awaited game number 3, which did not disappoint. It's Avery Lazarenko who ends up scoring the game winner. The Avros swarmed this Winnipeg Ice team, gave them all they could handle in the last minutes, the last moments of this game, but the defense just too good for the Ice in the end. They play the more complete game in this game too, and that's a big reason why they're up, and a big reason why they're a game away from what would be their, well, technically 5th straight finals trip since they made it back in 2019-2020 against the Winnipeg Avros, a series that never got played. Both teams were named co-champions, but yeah, since the pandemic, since we've returned to play, the Ice have been in finals every single year, and they're a win away from that now. Just contributions from so many parts of their lineup coming up huge in all parts of the Ice tonight. Their start to this game was really strong. They built off of that well. Didn't waver after they gave up that first goal. Continued to push. Thought the Avros had a really great start to their third period, but the Ice, as it went along, settled things down in their own zone, made it tougher for the Avros to capitalize as they only gave up 4 shots in this third period of play. Strong defense and players coming up clutch like Holly Chablik to open up the scoring in this game, and Avery Lazarenko getting into the offensive zone and just sending it on net, and a great thing happens, and Bailey Grunwald, when she had to be, stepped up huge to make saves against this Avros squad, and just so many things coming together for the Ice tonight to end up making this one a 2-1 final for them in game number 3 to put the pressure on the Avros heading back into the Hockey for All Center coming up on, well, Wednesday night. We'll have the action here on G-Show Productions on gshow.ca. 7:15 p.m. will be when that game will start. It's going to be tough to see if we're going to have, well, should have a pretty decent-sized pre-game show coming up then. But, yeah, looking forward to it. The first elimination game of this series, where will it be the Winnipeg Ice who move into the finals? In Game 4, the Winnipeg Avros who end up extending it. One of these two teams, doesn't matter how long the series goes, their opponent is already set in the Eastman Selects, as they took care of business last night with a 4-0 victory over the Chiefs to sweep them and send them packing for a second straight year for this Chiefs team, bowing out in the semis. But as for this game here tonight, the players of the game, starting with the losing side of things for this Winnipeg Avros squad, brought to you by Can Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. As yeah, I thought that of course, I thought Adriana Almeida played a really strong game in the pipes tonight for this Avros side. That second goal she gave up, a tough one that she did, going through traffic, and it deflected off of something on the way through and, into the back of the net on that goal scored by Avery Lazarenko. But in terms of, who I thought played the strongest game here tonight for this Winnipeg Avros squad, you know what? We're going to give it to Adriana Almeida, with this Avros team being heavily outshot. Almeida, even though she gave up only one goal in that first period of action, held her team in it, gave them a chance, and made huge saves throughout this game. She not the reason why this Avros team down 2-1 here tonight. They needed a bit more offense. They just couldn't get it tonight. Way more offense they just couldn't get. But Almeida was a rock in the net, and a big reason why this Avros team only gave up 2 goals here tonight instead of more. So she gets play of the game, brought to you by Canada Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia. Once again, Winnipeg's premier sports cards and memorabilia store. Be sure to check them out at 995 Milton Drive, their only store location that exists, located here in the city of Winnipeg, as well as CanadaCentralSportsCards.com, their website. Be sure to check that out as well. As for the McKinnon Fasteners and Tools player of the game for this Winnipeg Ice squad, my opinion tonight, I thought she played a really solid game on both ends, active in the offensive zone, made some key stops defensively, and scored the game-winning goal. Your Winnipeg Ice play of the game tonight, brought to you by McKinnon Fasteners and Tools, is Avery Lazarenko. Throw things on net, and good things will happen in the sport. That's what I've always heard from my coaches, and just it's a consensus from hockey fans sometimes when, you're looking to break a tie, just throw something on net. Well, that's what Lazarenko did. Just a smart player, that high IQ on display tonight, and got it done on both ends. Really strong in the offensive zone at the blue line, holding pucks in, and really great job from her tonight, shutting down the Avros on rush attacks, as well as when they established at the times they did in the defensive zone, blocking shots and getting sticks in lanes and stuff like that. Avery Lazarenko, Winnipeg Ice player of the game, brought to you by McKinnon Fasteners and Tools. Visit their store locations in Brandon and Winnipeg today. They're your one-stop shop for all your industrial needs. Be sure to check out their website as well at McKinnonFasteners.shop. As for the Winnipeg Avros, you want to move through in this series and get to the finals to face off against Eastman, well, you're going to need to get a way better start and way more volume coming up against this Winnipeg Ice team in game number 4. In an elimination game, expect for Winnipeg, the Avros, their best players to be their best players. And as for this Winnipeg Ice team, on Wednesday night, a team that's been, the best team in the MFHL at closing out series in the past 3 seasons. Can they make it an 8th straight series win for themselves on Wednesday night to move through to a 4th or 5th straight final, however you want to count it? This Ice team has looked so strong in the games we've watched in these playoffs for the most part, and they continue to build on their game and their confidence tonight. Now a win away from the MFHL Championship Series against the Eastman Selects. I've been your host, Graham, the G-Show Forsyth. Thank you to everyone, and play-by-play commentator too, not just your host, but thank you to everyone who tuned into this one. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this game, this broadcast, this experience throughout these past hour and 53 minutes. We got the MFHL podcast coming out tomorrow. It's been a very busy week, so we've had to delay things on that end. But yeah, next MFHL Playoff Game Day broadcast is coming on Wednesday night at the Hockey for All Center. You won't want to miss it. Puck drops at 7:15 p.m. as the Winnipeg Ice look to punch their ticket into the finals to try to defend their crown for a 3rd straight season. The Avros look to keep their title hopes alive in search for that elusive first title still as a franchise. Need to win Game 4 to have a chance to do so, to keep themselves alive on Wednesday night. Will they do it? We'll find out come Wednesday at the Hockey for All Center, everybody. Thanks to Terrico Goaltenders, McKinnon Fasteners and Tools, and Canada Central Sports Cards and Memorabilia for sponsoring and supporting another edition of MFHL Game Day. Good night, MFHL fans. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.